Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. It is Thursday, the 22nd of July, and we are filming from Montreal. Currently located at Rue Rufus Rocket, right across the street here from the Park Daisy Peterson Sweeney Park. It is a beautiful day in Montreal. We've been here since the weekend. And we are in the neighborhood of the Atwater Market, which we're going to be visiting. So we are staying actually in these condos at Rufus Rocket and Charlevoix. I think that's how it's pronounced. I apologize if I butcher the language. So we are located just off of the Lachine Canal, and we're going to be walking parallel to the canal. We've been doing a lot of cycling. That was the purpose of our visit to Montreal. We've had wonderful weather for cycling, and the routes in Montreal are far superior, in my opinion, to the cycling opportunities in Toronto. Amazing cycling here. The routes are safe, and there's very little interaction with actual street traffic. So where you can see those cyclists, that was just outside of our condo, and as you can see, there's a lot of cyclists on the path. This is an actual operational railway you'll see here. We did see a train yesterday. It's small. It was the engine and the caboose. I'm not sure if they were hauling anything, because it was just two cars, but it was cool to see. And there's the Lachine Canal. This is just such a beautiful neighborhood. So the Lachine Canal was actually built, believe it or not, it's not, better get on the right side. It was actually built in 1821 in July, so it is just, I think it was July 17th. It's just over 200 years old. And so this is before, the big tanker ships and, container ships. So back 200 years ago, the water traffic boats or ships were a lot smaller, so they fit into the size of the canal because it's not very big. And the reason why it was built, because there are rapids and parts surrounding the island of Montreal, and of course made it difficult for boats to get through. So they built this canal. And I have seen leisure boats here. I haven't seen, or at least I haven't noticed, any commerce ships. Or boats, not ships, but boats. As you can see, there's bridges, so the boat traffic, the actual vehicle has to be small. Won't get underneath these bridges. And there's a lot of bridges that cross over the canal, and which connects also to all these pathways. So there's a lot of pedestrians, lots and lots of cyclists. Like, we saw more cyclists along the pathways than we did pedestrians. Mind you, We are out in the middle of the week, so there's probably a lot more traffic, of course, on the weekends. We had a great time. Oh, just loved the cycling opportunities. So we cycled all, like, sort of to both ends, and had a great time. Just such a nice time. The weather was perfect. Let's just cross up here. And where the camera is angled, that's the Atwater Market. So we're going to walk through there. Now I'm just gonna, there's this floating restaurant. We were here before the pandemic, the summer before the pandemic. We were here with my niece, and we went out. We were staying at that same condo, and we had dinner on this little boat here. Yeah, that was a nice visit, really nice visit. Last night we walked into Old Montreal, which is not far from where we are. I think it was about a half an hour walk east. And I think it was east. I'm not too good with my directions. I think we're facing west right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And that's north. And that's east. So we walked east. We walked into Old Montreal last night. Beautiful weather. We found this gorgeous restaurant, and we were sitting outside, and before we even were served, the rain started. And so everybody that was outside quickly moved in, and they were able to accommodate everybody with good spacing indoors. So there was nobody on either side of us. So there was a confidence there. Had a lovely meal, a lovely time. It just felt so good to be treating ourselves. And it was our second, no, what was it? We did go out Friday night in Toronto and an outdoor cafe, our first since last summer. And then, of course, since we've been in Montreal, we've been eating out. We could have easily dined in, but too much pent up needing to go out to a restaurant angst. So we took total advantage of being away from home and enjoying the dining out experience. So this is the Atwater Market. I'm just going to put my mask on. If the camera gets a bit wonky, it's because I'm trying to put my mask on with both hands, and of course one hand is holding the camera. Okay. So actually we came here this morning early to get coffee. And so we went inside here. There's this fabulous bakery, pastries, full of freshly baked pastries and croissants and bread. cookies. Just an amazing experience just looking at all of those goods. So here's all the healthy stuff which we avoided, and we just focused on the pastries this morning. So what did we buy? I shall tell you. We bought half a dozen cinnamon buns. Now don't forget, it's like my husband and I. We also bought I think about a dozen cookies, but these cookies, we bought two of each and about 6 different versions, like 6 different types rather. Chocolate chip, raspberry, I don't even know what the others were. But they're big, like they're big and round, and they're fat, and they're soft. Oh my God. And what else? We bought bread, croissant. I know there's something else. Yeah, we just couldn't stop. So, yeah, so we will indulge. I guess we need to kind of regain those calories that we burnt off cycling. That's my rationale for buying all those pastries. Can't wait to dig in. But I wanted to get this video out to you because we are heading back to Toronto today. And hopefully this video will be uploaded maybe Friday, maybe Saturday. Depends what time we get in tonight and how energized we are. So yeah, I don't think we have anything planned for tomorrow in Toronto. Now that we're both retired, well, I've been retired for 3 years. David just retired. He's just completing, I think this is his 3rd week of retirement. Now, up here is a fairly busy street. It's called Notre Dame, I think. I think we'll go down that and then we'll loop around and go get back to the condo. So right in here is a grocery store, and there's a liquor store. It's sort of like a outdoor mall. So nice and close to the condo. It's just such, it's a family member's condominium that is pretty available, and it's so close to everything. As you can see, there's shopping here, like mostly food shopping, and of course the market. You can't beat a fresh market. You can't beat a fresh produce market, and that bakery. And there's, like, if you're into meats, and there's all kinds of that stuff. There's a shop of all different sorts of cheeses. Just so easy to buy, which clearly we did. It may be not the right stuff, but it was the right stuff to buy today. I shouldn't call food stuff. It's not. Food is not stuff, but I think you know what I mean. So we decided not to make coffee at where we're staying. We decided to take advantage of the beautiful mornings and go out and seek coffee. So there are a couple of specialty coffee places, but I the coffee containers weren't big enough for me. So we ended up, believe it or not, going to McDonald's and getting coffee there. I do like their coffee, but also the best part is they have like an extra large size coffee cup. And that speaks to me. That speaks my language. It is so nice out right now. I think it's either 21 or 23. I think it's 23. It's slightly overcast. So last night, as I mentioned, so we went out for dinner and then we quickly had to move indoors, and it came down hard. Like we were so happy that we left when we did, because it was a half hour walk. And if we left later, we could have really been bombarded with the rain. And I didn't bring an umbrella because we checked the weather before we left and there was no indication that there was going to be any rain. So yeah, this is Atwater Avenue that we're at, and Notre Dame. I don't know if it's an avenue or a road. So we're just going to head down here for a wee bit. So yeah, by the time that we were ready to leave the restaurant last night, the rain had long since stopped, and the streets were already drying up. But it was a very fresh walk home. It just felt really good and clean. The air smelled good. Old Montreal is so beautiful. Oh, there's a little pupster waiting for mom or dad. I don't know if the camera... There he is. Seeing if there's anything fallen on the ground. So we did get coffee along here the first morning. I'm not sure where it is, but... Oh, it's just further down the street, I think. Okay, I'm just gonna head back down this way. I hope everybody's doing well. I think a lot of people's spirits are up now that there's the opportunity to socialize. We're social creatures after all, and we do need that interaction. But I think, we're still a ways off to being virus-free. We still have to be very mindful. Still have to be very mindful of where we go and who we interact with, and I'm still comfortable without no problem, no challenge wearing a mask. I will probably be wearing a mask for a long time yet whenever I go into a public area. I don't know if you noticed, we went to the Atwater Market, and it is an outdoor market. They have tents or tarps covering the roof line, but they are open. And interaction with the merchants is behind like a plastic barrier. So that is comforting. And everybody in there, as far as I could see, were wearing a mask. I'm not sure if all the merchants were wearing a mask, though. I didn't really pay attention to that. As long as I'm wearing a mask and there's a barrier between us is fine. Okay. So we started on this road on Charlevoix. We started just down there. I don't know if the camera will pick up that bridge and those lights down there, but that's where we started. And we walked west and went through the Atwater Market, walked north, down Notre Dame. Now we're at Duvernay. I think that's how you say it. Anyway. Apologize if I butchered that. Okay, we're going to continue to walk down Duvernay. Now you're going to notice, I'm going to show you this really beautiful park as well. But you can see now it's very residential. It's primarily condos. I haven't seen any single family dwellings here. No standalone houses. But it's just a beautiful neighborhood. And it's very quiet. Very, very quiet. We're on in a corner unit, and it's all windows on the north side and on the west side, the whole wall of windows. And we've had the windows open, and even through the night, and you don't hear anything. It's like a super quiet neighborhood. And the condo building itself is 4 floors and super quiet. We never see anybody. Everything's beautiful. So I mentioned in one of my last videos, I think these are hydrangeas. I'm not sure. Somebody called them snowballs. But I also heard that snowballs and hydrangeas, those are interchangeable names, but could be wrong. But they look very, they look the same. So we're on Atwater Avenue. And this is the street that we're on. But I do want to show you this beautiful, beautiful park. Look at these beautiful condos here. They're all low-rise. Nothing is really high. So here is the park. Stelco. It's all in French. Unfortunately, I cannot read French. But you can see how beautiful it is. And the other night, there's a platform here. Oh, look, these kids are having like just the best time. Rink around the rosy. Having a great time. And right here, see this brick platform? People are working out down here. So the other night there was an instructor, and this whole platform was full of students, and they were, about 6 feet apart, I guess. And it was sort of like a Zumba class almost. And there was music. Just is like so cool. And we just sat up there and watched for a little bit just to see all the action. I wanted to jump right in and join in. But that would not be right. I think you have to register and make sure there's, the right amount of people so not to get overcrowded. Anyhow, I thought it was just so cool. I just love it. I just love this neighborhood and all these low-rise buildings, and they're just so beautiful. Nice big windows. A lot of one-way streets. I'm going to take you around the block and then back to the outside of the condo that I'm staying at. This is a perfect place to go running, especially along the bike trail. Even in the neighborhood here, there's not a lot of traffic. It'd be perfect for a morning run to be zigzagging through these beautiful streets. Oh gosh, this is so nice. I'm not sure what I like more, the quiet neighborhood or the beautiful tree-lined streets, or the size of the residences here they're not big, huge monster condos. Not that there's anything wrong with those condos, it's just nice to see these low-rises. I think that's my preference, if I were to live in a condominium. Years and years and years ago, before I was married, I lived on the 19th floor. Here's another park. This is the park we cut through yesterday to get to Old Montreal. But yeah, years and years ago, I lived on the 19th floor, and I thought it was just the coolest thing. And it is nice because you get such a great view living high up. But I do remember having to wait for the elevator, which was kind of a pain. And there was more than one elevator because it's a big unit. So these streets are one way. You probably noticed the cars all facing the same direction. Now this brickwork, I think it's fairly recent. I think within the last 5 years, because I remember when we first came here, there was gravel here, and I even think this bike path in part was gravel. So yesterday we headed out east. No, that was our first day we went east. No, that was our second day we went east. And yesterday we went west out to the point, and I'm not sure. I call it a point. I don't know what that was the name. I didn't bother checking it out. Anyhow, we went as far as this bike path would take us westbound. And the beauty of cycling on this path we found no hills. I have a love-hate relationship with hills. When I used to train, we had to do hill training, and literally we would run up and down hills in Toronto. We did Yonge Street right at the top, right at the bottom of it's Wilson on Yonge, Wilson to the west, and North York, or what's the name to the east? I don't remember. Anyhow, right at that Yonge Wilson intersection, I used to run up and down that hill, and there was another place, a few other places, I just forget the name. Anyhow, the whole point being, hill training is good if you're training. But I had, you know, I love hate. Felt so good when I was done, but I hated doing it. Anyhow, this is where we are staying. That's the condo across the street. And this is our condo. And I just want to show you the garden in here. And this beautiful walkway. It's so peaceful. So we face these trees. We're up on the 3rd floor. And there are 4 floors. So we look out and we see these beautiful trees, so it's quite private. And if we were to walk straight through, that takes us out to that bridge. It takes us out to actually to where we started the video. So these are all look like townhomes almost that are connected, as far as I know. They're related to the condos that we're at. It's the same company, I guess. Look how pretty it is here. Now, because these units don't have balconies, it's nice to have this little courtyard. If you want to come outside and read. Now, here is a little water fountain, and usually the water is spring, but it's not operational now. I don't know if it's not operational at all anymore, or if it only goes on at certain times, but it is a beautiful, beautiful space. Well, folks, I think that concludes today's video. Thank you very much for joining me here in Montreal. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed walking it. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. This is Boomer Girl Walking, signing off.